GOP leaders and Trump aides who say they're disgusted have to actually do something to stop this. Because as of now, this guy might be the president, but he's got this guy lurking right behind him. This has been a closer look.
Still watching him. Funny. Let's see who comes on next. I think it should be Seth Meyers. I clicked on this page, but we'll see.
After being pressured into reading a carefully scripted statement denouncing Nazis on Monday, President Trump has spent the rest of the week showing us who he really is, and this is exciting, a lying racist. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. You could tell. You could just tell that ever since he was forced to make that scripted statement on Monday, Trump has been itching to tell us how he really felt. After ad-libbing his now infamous many sides comment on Saturday, his aides, the media, and decent human beings everywhere basically had to spend 2 days shaming him into reading a carefully orchestrated statement saying Nazis are bad. And you could tell it was a statement he didn't really want to give by the way he rigidly read off a script.
We all live under the same laws. We all salute the same great flag. And we are all made by the same Almighty God.
He sounds like a local mattress salesman who insists on doing his own commercial. Come on down to Eddie's Mattress Warehouse. Our prices are lower than my opinion of Nazis. Just a few hours after that scripted statement, you could see the real Trump slowly starting to peek out when a CNN reporter asked him why he had taken so long to denounce white supremacists, and he could hardly contain his resentment at the fact that he had to do it at all.
President, can you explain why you did not condemn the hate groups by name over the weekend? They've been condemned. They have been condemned. And why are we not having a press conference today? You said on Friday we had a press conference. We had a press conference. We just had a press conference. We asked you some more questions. Everybody in the world, but you're not like the others. You're not fake news.
Oh my God, fake news again? Get a new comeback. Stop trying to make fetch happen. At this point, it's only a matter of time before Trump ends a press conference by saying, "Could you be any more fake news?" I have to say, though, my favorite parts of these moments when Trump goes off script at White House events are the faces of the people behind him. Look at this guy. He looks like a tourist who just got called out at a comedy club. Where are you from, sir? Me? I'm from nowhere. I don't want trouble. Then after his live show, Trump started tweeting. And for Trump, tweets are where he gets to express his true self, because Twitter is tailor-made for Donald Trump. You can say anything you want. You have to use small words, you can block people you don't like, and you can do it all on the toilet. And with each passing hour, we saw more and more of that real Trump, because the real Trump woke up bright and early on Tuesday and spent his morning tweeting insane things about the media.
This is a retweet of an image of a Trump train smashing into an image of a CNN logo. Also worth noting, though, there's a person behind that logo.
The White House did respond to that. An official told us that it was inadvertently posted. As soon as it was noticed, it was deleted.
As soon as it was noticed, it's the president's Twitter feed. He has 36 million followers. Or if you ask him, 300 million followers. You talk about it like someone put up a dirty cartoon in the break room. Hey guys, who drew a penis on the Heimlich poster? Come on. We all know that's not what the choking hazard was. Obviously, It was not a mistake. This is who the president is. But there's another instance in which I do buy it was a mistake defense. Because while the president spent his Tuesday morning retweeting his fans, he apparently accidentally retweeted someone who is not a fan. Trump accidentally retweeted a tweet from someone who said of Trump, he's a fascist. Either it was an accident or Trump thought it was a compliment. When it comes to creating jobs, I'm the fascist. We are going to get done so much faster than any president in history.
Let's watch the news. Let's go back. Here's what's recommended for today. Well, let's see what the news is. Breaking news, Trump to hold campaign.
Strike at any time, blaming the U.S. for driving the two countries to the brink of nuclear war. Let's get straight now to CNN international correspondent Paula Hancock's live in Seoul. Paula, now this threat comes just hours before the beginning of military drills by the U.S. and South Korea.
Well, that's right, Victor and Christy. It is Monday when these U.S.-South Korean military drills start. Every single time there are military drills, North Korea reacts. They up the ante, they increase their rhetoric because they're infuriated by these drills, which they see as a dress rehearsal to an invasion of North Korea. So we have heard them talk about the reckless provocation. We've heard them suggest that this is pushing Korea to a nuclear war. We have heard this before, but of course we're starting from a much higher level of tensions than we have been in previous years. We also heard from, this was an article in Rodong Shinmun, this North Korean state-run newspaper. They mentioned Vice President Pence by name as well, talking about when he was asking Latin American countries to stop their support or any dealings with North Korea. And they called that selfishness, arrogance, and outrageous interference. So a special mention for the US Vice President from North Korea, clearly not happy with what he's saying as well. So when you look at these drills that start tomorrow, start Monday, they carry on for 10 days. We hear from the US there will be about 17,500 US military personnel alongside South Korean military and the UN command. So 7 other countries will be represented as well. And it's more of a computer simulation than actual live fire or a massive amphibious landing, as we've seen certainly in the springtime. So potentially there are less provocative pictures as far as North Korea is concerned, but we'll see how they react. Victor, Christy, back to you.
Paul Hancock and Seoul for us. Thank you so much.
Chinga mi vida.
Now, as North Korea issues new threats against the U.S., President Trump is getting back to Washington today.
Yes, it's the end of what's been a really turbulent 2 weeks away from the White House. The West Wing is refreshed, renovated, ready for the president when he arrives this evening. CNN White House reporter Jeremy Diamond joins me now. Jeremy, the president was a lot more vocal on Twitter yesterday about a free speech rally and a counter-protest in Boston. Tell us what he said.
That's right. Well, you'll remember last week when the president said that he needed to wait for the facts, which is why he didn't immediately condemn white supremacists and neo-Nazis by name. But yesterday we saw something a little bit different take place as the president took to Twitter as the rally was still ongoing to go ahead and slam, quote, anti-police agitators on Twitter. That's despite the fact that the protests yesterday in Boston, many of them counter-protesting against a free speech rally that was protesting for the right for for white supremacists and neo-Nazis to protest. Those protests were actually largely peaceful yesterday. Actually, an hour or so after the president tweeted that initial statement slamming anti-police agitators, it sounds like somebody got in his ear, perhaps, and the president took to Twitter to applaud the protesters. He tweeted, quote, "I want to applaud the many protesters in Boston who are speaking out against bigotry and hate. Our country will soon come together as one." The president also tweeted that he believes the country has been divided for decades and that perhaps sometimes protests may be necessary to help the country heal.
All right, Jeremy Diamond, thank you so much.
Lynn Sweet, Washington Bureau Chief of the Chicago Sun-Times, and Errol Lewis, CNN political commentator and political anchor for Spectrum News, both with us now. Thank you both for being here. Lynn, I want to start with you. What's the first thing the president tackles?
When he gets back? Well, what's on his to-do list include getting ready for when Congress comes back to deal with tax reform, trying to see if he could rehabilitate some relations with the Republican senators who he alienated in this time, to see if he can get 50 votes to pass this legislation. But also on his to-do list is thinking, what does he want to do now in structuring his White House in the wake of disbanding his councils that he was going to count on very much and reaching out to corporate and business America? And what is he going to do? And this is something I think we should keep his eye on. There's a saying, close, that you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I'm not saying that Steve Bannon is an enemy of the Trump White House, but with him on the outside, I think we're going to see some new storylines emerge here. And there'll be some new things to look at. Just think how extraordinary it is that a very senior advisor, within hours of leaving the White House, is now running a big media corporation. I mean, you didn't see Sean Spicer jump back into the public eye so soon. So I think that it may be a White House that is still struggling to be on the offensive instead of reacting to events, because as we know in the last few days, they haven't been able to push. But one other thing, when you ask what's on his to-do list, it's to see if he could get this infrastructure plan off the ground and running, and again, build support, the coalitions you need to get something done.
Very good. I want to talk to you, Errol, about the nuclear, the North Korean nuclear threat that they're pushing out this morning. We know that these drills are an annual event. The U.S. and South Korea does this every year. Last year, so I want to look at what North Korea said last year about this. So the spokesman for North Korean military in 2016 last year said this: North Korea will turn the stronghold of provocation into a heap of ashes through Korean-style preemptive nuclear strike if the U.S. and South Korea show the slightest sign of aggression during the drill. The threats seem to be the same. The military exercises, they are an annual thing. The only difference here is that President Trump is in office. Is the unpredictability of that of concern?
Well, yes, certainly. What has changed, in fact, is that we've now got an American president who is answering in kind the sort of bombastic, sort of comic book talk, the boasts and the empty threats and the ruin and raining down fire and all of this kind of stuff. So it certainly doesn't help. Some of at the military level, some of the connections that were in place, however tentative, just to make sure that accidents don't escalate and turn into complete disaster, some of those connections need to be restored and, if anything, strengthened. So there's a little bit of concern there as well. And I guess finally, on his way out the door, Steve Bannon gave an interview in which he made some remarkable statements on the record to Bob Kuttner about what is and is not possible with all of the saber rattling. So some of this, we've really got to get some clarity from this White House, and with all those generals who are running around, including the new chief of staff of the White House, I'm hoping that we'll hear something that's clear and coherent that sort of takes us a step or two back towards safety, because nobody wants to hear the kind of talk that we're hearing from the American president and from the North Korean dictator while there are people in the field with real weapons and doing real drills.
Yeah, well, we could hear something as early as Tuesday when the president's in Phoenix. And AZCentral.com is reporting this morning that before he makes it to that rally in Phoenix, the president's actually stopping in Yuma at the Marine base there. What's interesting about this is that is right on the Mexican border. It plays right into his conversations about immigration. Lynn, what do you make of that strategic move? It's most likely strategic.
I take it that this whole trip out west, this is the furthest west that Trump has gone since he's become president, I believe. And it is very rare for him to go west of the Mississippi. It is working to the base again. And I think nothing seems to jar, or not a lot jars the base who are staying with him loyally, no matter how much turmoil and tumult. But in the other side of it, I think if he goes to the border, it only shows that his central promise that he's going to build a wall and have Mexico pay for it shows no sign of being kept in Congress, because the budget that Congress is going to be looking at and the approach that they're taking up have the U.S. paying for these first payments for the wall. But it does show that he's going back to a very core theme. And the sense I have of this is that he wants to continue to play to the base at a time where he's also been stressing, he and Attorney General Jeff Sessions, stripping federal funding to cut crime in the so-called sanctuary cities.
Okay, so Errol, this was written in azcentral.com by Lori Roberts. She said, in asking why he's coming to Phoenix, is he coming, A, because he's in need of an adoring crowd to bolster his battered ego, B, to pardon ex-Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio, or C, to endorse a Republican candidate to run against Senator Jeff Flake? My money's on C, she says. What is your money on?
I'd say all of the above, actually. He certainly does rely on those rallies to sort of present a public image, if only for a few minutes, or certainly for himself as well, of a president who's in command at least of his base. If he can't be the president of a unified country, he can certainly be the president of his base, and so he does that all the time. The notion that he would pick that as the location to pardon or at least speak some nice words about the Maricopa County sheriff, that is very possible, more likely than not, I would say. And then, yeah, he wants to wade into the politics of it. So border politics, just as Lynn said, is really core to the Trump brand. If he can't pull this off in the right way, it'll be one more political setback after a week in which he's had quite a few.
All righty. Lynn Sweet, Errol Lewis, always so grateful to have you here. Thank you.
And thank you.
And be sure to tune in Monday night, by the way, tomorrow night, of course, a special CNN event coming at you after losing on healthcare, of course. What will House Speaker Paul Ryan say?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This one, I'm going to make for Tima, my friend Tima, your friend, and no, I'm not mad at you for skipping out a couple days before. I guess it's normal, I should see that you have a lot to do, and such and so forth. So, I'm not mad at you. I spent a whole bike ride being mad at you, but in the end, I'm not mad at you. It just takes working it out to myself to realize, I shouldn't be mad at you. But anyways, so this is for Tima. I'll label it as such, so hopefully it comes off as such. And I hope you get to listen to this. It's going to be mainly music because there's nothing really interesting on the news. If you could see what I'm saying, you would know. So let's play Tima music. Tima, I don't really know who you like. For some reason, I'm thinking rock. Don't you like rock? Or reggae? Can't tell. I don't know. Tima, I don't really know who you like.
The moon shadow racing across the country, right through 12 states, turning day into night.
Let's start off with some William Devon. We can call it a lesson to myself that I should be thankful for what I got.
Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, got the white wall, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Though you may not drive a great big cat, diamond in the back, sun in the top, dig in the sea with a gangster lean, gangster white walls, TV and television in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, gangsta white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Diamond in the back.
Okay, so that was Diamond in the Back by William Devon. Just wanted to tell Tima sorry. If I got mad. Shouldn't have gotten mad. I really shouldn't have. But, and I consider you a friend regardless of, and probably always will. It's hard not to. But what about our next song, right? I don't know what you listen to, Tima. I have no idea. Can I play Break of Dawn? Rhythm on the Loose? I just love that song. Well, let me think of something you might like. I don't know what you listen to. Here, hold on. Let me text you real quick. Ask you what you listen to. If I get a reply. I'm really trying to show off my earrings. If you guys haven't noticed. Apparently they were bought in like China or some shit. I don't know. I think they were bought in China. My mom bought them in China. She buys like really cheap jewelry sometimes, and sometimes very expensive jewelry. The only expensive jewelry I know of that she buys is like from Egypt. Because gold there is like crazy cheap. But you can get really cheap shit. Here, I'll play this one. It's like a sorry song. And it's due to my mental illness, if you would like to call it so. Sometimes I just don't have an ability to write, and I think that doesn't allow me to get my thoughts out properly. If I had a place where I could just write, and that's why I like this song right here. That was Crystal Film by Little Dragon. And here I'm about to play a Disco Nate song. Do you want to dance? This is purely just dedicated to Tima. You know, I remember the good times more than I remember the bad times. So, I see you as a friend regardless. Regardless. Everything is a perspective, you guys. It's a perspective. I do think timing is everything. But, I do think there's some people that are friends regardless. You're a friend. You'll be a friend regardless of what you do. Because I've seen more good of you than I have bad. You'll be a friend regardless. Because I've seen more good of you than I have bad. That's Disco Nate. Do you want to dance? Let's think of a next song to play for Tima-san. For Fatty Ma. Hold on. I got one. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Okay, here we go.
On the bus, call me a road manager. 200,000 cash, I might put that in a challenger. To only ride on more land, cause that's my East Atlanta car. First I brought your juice man, then I brought your flock of flame. Gucci man, the boss man, but you can call me Ice Man. My Audemars and Anima, true religion anime. 95 Air Max, I just bought them from South Cal. Baby K's looking at me cause I got a stupid bag. Baby was a counterpart, no she want a Louis bag. I wipe my sweat with Gucci rag, blow my nose with stupid stack. 80 for a show, so I wipe my ass with 50. Double deuces on the back, 21 on the front. Got the engine in the back, and the truck is in the front. In the back of the club, now smoking on the run. Club pack to capacity, I'm walk right in the front. From the front to the back, like a zoo. Party now, roll a ball with me, baby, what you do? Party now, she's a man, need a baby, girl, I count a party now. I'm a party now, she's a party now. I'm riding through the EA, smoking out of airway. I fuck with them the long way, but I don't ride with passengers. Two-seater road, either my car is a counterpart. Just ate up the parking lot, car show on the champion. Drop my top for Easy E, Pimp C, B.I.G. Left eye, told you Snell, Tupac, rest in peace. But I'ma pop a bottle for my niggas doing calendars. Roll a bag of counterfeits, they got this shit from Canada. Shawty got a nose up, like she Miss America. I don't like sadiddy bitches, I like party animals. Fuck her like a dog, yeah, I freak her like an animal. She eat me like a cannibal, she's such a party animal. Double deuces on the back, 21 on the front. Got the engine in the back, and the truck is in the front. In the back of the club, now smoking on the run. Club pack to capacity, and walk right in the front. From the front to the back, like a zoo. Party now, roll a ball with me, baby, what you do? Party now, she's a man, need a baby, girl, I count a party now. I'm a party now, she's a party now. Still buying cases, roll it up, baby. They popping pills crazy, whole club faded. Party, 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 let's all get wasted. Iced out, shout a real retarded ass bracelet. I just wanna ball her, she just wanna taste it. Lady tryna take dick, baby, you a rapist. I'm African American, my girlfriend was Italian. From 58 Italian, my brother in my ass. So the deuces on the back, 21 on the front. Got the engine in the back, and the truck is in the front. In the back of the club, now smoking on the run. Club pack to capacity, I'm walk right in the front. From the front to the back, like a zoo. Party now, roll a ball with me, baby, what you do? Party now, she's a man, need a baby, girl, I count a party now. I'm a party now, she's a party now. Party, 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 party. I'm a party animal, she's a party animal.
Okay, I just got a text from Tima saying she likes old 90s. She's been lately listening to old female 90s females vocals like the Cranberries and No Doubt. To me that would include Zane, but let's see what comes up on YouTube. I gotta record Regaardless because I'm filming this at the same time. If I don't, the film will come off inaccurate to the to what I'm actually recording. It's hot as fuck in my room. Hold on. So let's see what's on YouTube. I know the Cranberries. What I know the most about them, I know their song from that, yes, from that, Jesus, how specific you have to be on the internet is amazing. I know their song from, Romeo and Juliet. I forget what it's called. Loveful. There we go. And so we'll download that real quick. I think they're also the same people who came up with, what are songs of theirs? Song Zombie, Linger, Dreams. Loveful isn't on here? For real though? This is the Cranberries? Let's put on Loveful. Then let's put on a couple from No Doubt. Because that's what she said she was listening to. Let's see what comes up on YouTube. Put a mix. Okay, yes, Loveful comes on. Bittersweet Symphony. Romeo and Juliet by Radiohead. I don't remember that. Oh, but look. Oh, let's go back. Oh, I do know this song. Maybe she'll like it. Ah, fuck my life. I want to. That's what I remember the Cranberries from. It was from a Romeo and Juliet movie with Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio. I was into that shit too. I was a young kid, loving that shit as well. So we might as well convert it. We might as well download it for ourselves. Don't Speak, obviously, by No Doubt is a big one. Let's try Natalie and Bruglia. Radiohead. Oh, but she said she was concentrating on female vocals. So Natalie and Bruglia, what do we know her from? We know that girl. Is it from that song? It was like from Alanis Morissette song. And Bruglia. Maybe it is torn. Let's see. Here's Cranberry Zombie. Let's download it. I don't think I've heard the song, so I'm scared of like putting it up without having had heard it before.
Right now.
If it's ready, where the fuck is it? Oh, okay. Download file. Download file. Download file. There's a lot by No Doubt we can, because I had that CD. Would that mean Alanis Morissette? If you were concentrating on 90s. What about Alanis Morissette? Oh, see? She's on here. Let's do Alanis Morissette. Oh, look, Blur, song 2. Let's do that too. But she said she was concentrating on female vocals.
She's my boyfriend though. My brother-in-law.
What is up with this? Stop. Nah. There's a girl. Download. Blur. Let's see if she'll like anything by Alanis Morissette. Oh, I remember this song. Let's convert it to. Let's see if she'll like anything by Alanis Morissette. For non-blondes, let's convert it to. That's how they distinguish themselves. That's funny. Hanson. Okay. She said she concentrated on 90s female vocals of the 90s female vocals. So let's see Alanis Morissette. Hold on.
Okay, I just got a text from Tima saying she likes old 90s.
You can't get mad at Tima. I've seen more good of her than I have seen of bad. So it's hard to sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to cancel her out as a friend. because I don't know what's going on and why people be doing the shit they're doing. I guess I should just take their words for it. Which still wouldn't dignify what they're doing. But, which still wouldn't dignify what they're doing. But, especially to tell me 2 days before. And I had talked to you about it the week before. Oh. And you were all cool with it. But I don't know. Let's see, Alanis Morissette. If it was weed, it would save me. Let's see Alanis Morissette songs. I forget which ones I really liked.
I forget what it's called. I love it. And so we download that
Let's download a bunch of Alanis Morissette.
I think
I actually liked her. Actually, you know who liked this girl? Was, my friend, my cousin, who had her CD was Sasa. But Sasa was like up on the times. And what people, let's see, she might have sent me another text. No. Let's see what she likes. Convert. Where's the original? Convert. I'm not going to do ironic. Just because everyone knows that song. And it would be ironic to like it at this point. Because it was so overplayed. It was like, Jesus. Can't like it anymore.
That's what I remember the Cranberries from. Romeo and Juliet movie with
Come my lady, come my lady, you my butterfly, sugar, baby. Come my lady, come.
I used to love that song. Download. This is the one I think I used to love of Alanis Morissette. You guys will find out as I play it. And that's it. It's Toto. Alright. Alright, well, let's,
Oh, but she said she was concentrating on female vocals.
let's go back to GarageBand. And let's play some of these songs. The first one will be, The Cardigans. Okay, this is Tima's. This is for Tima. I just want to make that known because these aren't songs I'd necessarily listen to. But here we go. Hello? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Just making sure. Anything but you. Okay, that was the Cardigans' Love Fool from the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. This is Blur. I used to love this song. So it's not for Tima necessarily because she was concentrating on female vocals, but it is a 90s song. It's from Fight Club, if I remember correctly.
I got my head checked by a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy, but nothing is. No. When I feel heavy metal, and I feel that I need when I lie and I'm angry all of the time, but I'm never sure why I need you. Because I need you. problem. It's not my problem. When I feel heavy metal, and I feel that I need when I lie and I'm easy all of the time, I'm never sure why I need you. Please I need you.
Okay, that was Blur, song 2. The next one coming up is No Doubt. I have a couple No Doubt songs coming up. She says she liked these. This one's a typical No Doubt song from the 90s. Everybody should probably know it, so I probably don't need to say the name. Here you go. Here it goes.
Stop.
You and me, we used to be together, every day together, always. I really feel that I'm losing my best friend.
So that was Don't Speak by No Doubt. Another No Doubt is about to come up.
Hello? I just want to make that known because these aren't songs I'd necessarily listen to. But here we go.
Take this pink ribbon off my eyes. I'm exposed, and it's no big surprise. Don't you think I know exactly where I stand? This world is forcing me to hold your hand. 'Cause I'm just a girl, a little lonely. Well, don't let me out of your sight. Oh, I'm just a girl, already up for G. So don't let me have any rights. Oh, I've had enough to hear. The moment that I step outside, so many reasons for me to run and hide. I can't do the little things I love so dear, 'cause it's all those little things that I fear. 'Cause I'm just a girl, I'd rather not be, 'cause they won't let me drive late at night. Oh, I'm just a girl, guess I'm some kind of freak, 'cause they all sit and stare with their eyes. Oh, I'm just a girl, take a good look at me, just your typical prototype. Oh, I've had enough to hear. Am I making myself clear? I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl in the world. That's all that you'll let me be. Oh, I'm just a girl living in captivity. Your rule of thumb makes me worry so. Oh, I'm just a girl. What's my destiny? What I succumb to is making me numb. Oh, I'm just a girl. My apologies will I become me sobered and some. Oh, I'm just a girl. Lucky me, sweet old darling, there's no comparison. Oh,
Headed up to, I'm headed up to here.
Stop.
Okay, this next song is by Natalie Imbruglia. I really don't know the girl too well. I kind of remember her. I just remember people in the high school saying that this one girl looked like her, named Emily. But I don't really remember her music too well. But this sounds cool. I'm hoping Fatima knows her.
I ask you to hold me, but you don't wanna hold me. It don't work like that. I want you to love me, but you don't wanna love me. I'm losing
Okay. As that song finishes and the next one comes up, which I believe is an Alanis Morissette song.
I thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm, he came around like he was.
Oh no, it's still Natalie Imbruglia.
Show me what it was to cry. Well, you couldn't be that man I adored. You don't seem to know, seem to care what your heart is for.
I just wanted to say that I know I can say offensive things sometimes. And it's why people are jumping on that she's mentally ill bandwagon.
Nothing's fine, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed, lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed.
Well, I mean, maybe that's not it. Maybe that's not it. Watch me kill this.
You're a little late.
Where is it?
I'm already told.
Oh shit, I can't be killed.
So I guess a fortune teller's right.
For a bug to not be killed easily could mean it's a fucking tick.
My veins and now I don't care. I have no luck. I don't miss
I know
it
those
all
are
that
hard
much.
to kill.
There's just so many things that I can't touch. I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel.
Gotta check myself for ticks.
I am shamed, lying naked
I was
on
afraid
the
like
floor.
a tick shit.
Illusion never changed into something real.
Anyways,
I'm wide awake and I can see the
I know I can say offensive things, and that's why people are jumping on the Sarah's mentally ill bandwagon very easily. I would call it easily, but I'm sure you guys don't think so. I would call it easily. I would have to say you'd have to be in this situation yourself if you didn't think it was people jumping on that bandwagon easily.
What's going on? Nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith.
It's just a situation of being let down constantly, and you're supposed to just deal with it. You can't get mad at the people for letting you down. Because then it would mean you're mentally ill. So I just agreed with them that I'm mentally ill. If that's what a mental illness is to them. Let's cut this song shorter. It probably won't be cut shorter. Now here's a song from me to you, Fatima. Fuck my life. Just did something. Praise Jesus. Now here's a song from me to you, Fatima. Joe actually really liked this song. This is a song Joe liked. So I know it's the things I say that make the people jump on the mentally ill bandwagon really easily. Stop. To me it's easily. Perhaps not to you guys. I would say you'd have to be in this situation. Everything is a perspective. Joe used to actually really like this song. I guess that's what makes me mentally ill. I know Joe would help because he always helped people. Even in his friends, he tried to choose people that seemingly went through more than he did. That's how I know Joe would help. Let's listen to the song. I'm sure, or I'm just hoping that most of you guys know what that song is. That's Where's My Mind by the Pixies, and here it comes an Alanis Morissette song that I'd like to say I like. It's not your usual, is it ironic?
I'm poor, but I'm kind. I'm short, but I'm healthy. Yeah. I'm high, but I'm grounded. I'm sane, but I'm overwhelmed. I'm lost, but I'm hopeful, baby. And what it all comes down
Okay. You know, I think that's about all the music for the day. We can add one last song. It's by Radiohead. The fuck is up? We can add one last song. It's by Radiohead.
Okay.
Um,
That song finishes and the next one comes up. So I believe
and
Alanis Morissette song.
here we go. Hello?
Oh no, it's still
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Just making sure. Just making sure.
I want to be someone else, so I'll explode.
she's mentally ill.
Floating upon the surface for the bird. The bird. The bird.
doesn't have to be necessary. Everything is a perspective. Until you actually really like this song. I guess that's what makes me mentally ill.
Okay, so that's it for the day. So the music I have to play. Once again, let's try not to be too hard on Trump. He is our president. And if anyone should be mad at him, it should be Syrians. But let's try not to be too hard on the guy and constantly criticize. And if you heard anything in the beginning on the news about what Steve Bannon said and the white supremacists and what they think, Steve Bannon was telling the truth. That as long as we constantly keep race an issue and bashing the white supremacy, it's going to be a greater movement. So let's not have that happen. Bashing back is not retaliating against someone whom you feel is providing injustice towards you is not the answer. You want happiness for them. You want them to be happy. Because when they're happy, they calm down. So wish them happiness. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Okay, just had to make sure that was all getting in. Anyways, that's about it for the day. You'll probably see it tomorrow, so good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Buenas noches. One love. Alright. See you guys tomorrow on my next podcast. Alright. Peace.
I'm sure, or I'm just hoping that most of you guys know what that song is. That's Where's My Mind by the Pixies, and here it comes an Alanis Morissette song that I'd like to say I like. It's not your usual. Is it ironic? Okay. I think that's about all the music for the day. We can add one last song. It's by Radiohead. We can add one last song. It's by Radiohead. Here we go. Hello? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Just making sure. Just making sure. Okay, so that's it for the day. That's all the music I have to play. Once again, let's try not to be too hard on Trump. He is our president. And if anyone should be mad at him, it should be Syrians. But let's try not to be too hard on the guy and constantly criticize. And if you heard anything in the beginning on the news about what Steve Bannon said and the white supremacists and what they think, Steve Bannon was telling the truth. That as long as we constantly keep raising issues and bashing the white supremacy, it's going to be a greater movement. So let's not have that happen. Bashing back is not retaliating against someone who you feel is providing injustice for you is not the answer. You want happiness for them. You want them to be happy. Because when they're happy, they calm down. So wish them happiness. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Okay, just had to make sure I was all getting in. Anyways, that's about it for the day. You'll probably see it tomorrow. So good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Buenos noches. 1 love. Alright. See you guys tomorrow on my next podcast. Alright. Peace.